Representative John Lewis, a civil rights icon, has died at age 80. Lewis was the sharecropper's son who battled against segregation, getting his head bashed by an Alabama state trooper in Selma on Bloody Sunday, 1965, and later became a 17-term congressman from Georgia. Lewis moved his fight from the lunch counters, schools, bus stations and streets of the South to the halls of Congress, where he was the Democrats' senior chief deputy whip and member of the powerful House Ways and Means Committee. He waged his fight against Jim Crow segregation laws by advocating nonviolent change despite being physically attacked and arrested numerous times. In Congress, he voted against the Gulf War and the Iraq War, led a sit-in on the House floor to demand gun control legislation, pressed for improved health care for the poor, tried to strengthen voting rights laws and fought a rearguard effort to protect welfare benefits from cuts. "You have been a moral compass for the nation and a voice for freedom and democracy in the world," Margaret Renkl wrote in an opinion piece in the New York Times in January 2020. Days before she wrote that open letter to Lewis, the congressman announced that doctors had discovered he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. "I have been in some kind of fight, for freedom, equality, basic human rights, for nearly my entire life. I have never faced a fight quite like the one I have now," he said in a statement at the time. "I have decided to do what I know to do and do what I have always done. I am going to fight it and keep fighting for the beloved community. We still have many bridges to cross. With God's grace I will be back on the front lines soon. Please keep me in your prayers as I begin this journey." While battling cancer, he ran for re-election to an 18th term in Congress, and during the protests following the police killing of George Floyd, he visited a 2-block-long asphalt canvas on Washington's 16th Street that says, "Black Lives Matter," in giant yellow letters. "It's very moving. Very moving. Impressive," he told a local Fox TV reporter. "I think the people in D.C. and around the nation are sending a mightily powerful and strong message to the rest of the world that we will get there." John Robert Lewis was born February 21, 1940, to Willie Mae and Eddie Lewis in Pike County, Alabama. He grew up on the family's cotton farm in Troy and attended all-black public schools. As a boy, he dreamed of becoming a minister. "With the help of my brothers and sisters and cousins, we would gather all of our chickens in the chicken yard, and I would start preaching to the chickens. They never quite said, 'Amen,'" he said in a StoryCorps segment that aired on NPR. At 15, he was inspired by Rosa Parks' refusal in 1955 to sit in the back of a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, in defiance of Jim Crow practices. After graduating high school 2 years later, he wrote a letter to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.